live video is starting, inshallah, now. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم دستور يا سيدي القطب يا سلطان الأولياء. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always make us from the abidin, the worshippers. Sayyida Maryam she was a abida, she was a worshipper. Sayyida Fatima radiallahu anha, she was a worshipper. Sayyida Maryam, Sayyida Khadija, Sayyida Aisha, all of them were worshippers. And then Hazrat Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Uthman, all of them were worshippers. Inshallah, we can follow their footsteps. Alhamdulillah. This machine records everything, Maulana said. Every movement, it's recorded. You go left, it records. You go right, it records. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent 2 angels on you to record. Everybody has 2 angels, one on the right, one on the left, one iPhone, recording every single thing. So when we look at these gadgets, our teachers, they have taught us, when you look at things around you, you have to see where it relates with you internally. Not only externally, this has a place in you, within you, spiritually. So this represents the angels that are on your sides, recording your good deeds and you're recording your not so good deeds. And on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell you, okay, now upload or download what's on your iPhone. In Surah Al-Isra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَفَى بِنَفْسِكَ الْيَوْمَ عَلَيْكَ حَسِيبًا. It is enough for you today to give your own account. It's verse number 10 or number 12. You will be judging yourself by yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell you, اقرأ كتابك. It's in Surah Al-Isra.
Yes.
Read your book. Just like we scroll down the iPhone and we read, same thing. اقرأ كتابك. Read your book. كفى بنفسك. It is enough for your own self today to judge yourself. And then Maulana Sheikh has said somewhere in his Sohbat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell you, okay, now give your verdict for this one, which is you. Give your verdict. Is he from the good ones or is he from not the so good ones? Is she from the good ones or is she from the not so good ones? You, Maulana said, you will give your verdict there. And you cannot lie because everything is in front of you. Nowadays they have pass and fail, right? If you are doing something bad, fail. Okay, go back. Pass, you pass. But Maulana Sheikh Nazim said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy is so big that He will tell you, this is your verdict, but I don't have to follow what you say. I don't have to do what you say. Maulana said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open a door of mercy that you can never imagine. He will save everybody with shafa'ah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So that's why never despair of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. Never despair of His mercy. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open mercies to cover everybody. But still He will let you know, you read your own book. And imagine the shame that person is in when he's reading his book and giving his verdict or her verdict on herself or on himself. Inshallah, on that day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cover our faults, will conceal our faults. That He will say, don't worry, close that book. I will give you your reward. The lovers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Maulana Sheikh Nazim has said one time, if you have a business with somebody, you go buy the book and pen and like everything is recorded. But if it's your friend, he said, I'll leave that alone. We'll take care of it between us. If a good friend. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if he is your good friend, if you are waliullah, if you're from awliya, we said leave that alone. It's between me and you. Don't worry. That's how Mawlana Sheikh Nazim gave the example. So inshallah we'll be from these awliyaullah. That's what we are trying to be. That's what we're trying to follow. Path of good ones. Mawlana Sheikh Nazim says, we say, نحن نقول, we say, آمنت بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر. I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in the angels, and in the books, and in the messengers, the last day, and destiny. These are the 6 pillars of Iman. Islam has 5 pillars. Iman has 6. I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His angels, in His books, in His messengers, in the last day, the judgment day, resurrection day, and destiny. Goodness and badness is coming by the justice and the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Grand Sheikh is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a pillar in Iman to believe in destiny. Destiny that is written for you. Your destiny unfolds in front of you as the seconds pass by. Every minute something new happens and you understand, okay, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do this. It unfolds in front of you. Destiny is written, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, when you are in the womb of the mother, an angel comes after 4 months. You have 40 days when you are water, 40 days when you are alaqa, a clot, and 40 days when you are a piece of flesh. So the baby does not have a soul yet. 40 days. 40 days, 40 days, 40 days, and then the angel comes and blows the soul. So 120 days. Before he blows the soul, he says, "Oh my Lord, what is his age?" He writes it down in the mother's womb. So it doesn't matter if you get an organ transplant or if you don't get an organ transplant. If you do this and if you don't do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already destined your age. Second, rizq. What he's going to eat and drink. Or what is she going to eat and drink? Not only eat and drink, how much oxygen he's going to inhale. Your breaths are counted. And third, he said, أَشَقِيٌّ أَسَعِيدٌ أَمْ شَقِي. Is he from the happy ones? Or is he from the unhappy ones? Also there it's written. This is all with the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we don't know what was written. So you cannot say, oh, okay, I am a bad one, I'll do everything bad. No, you don't know what was written down there. And there also destiny was written for you. Your amal. What are you going to do in this world? And that's what we are trying to find out from our Sheikh. What is my role in this world? Not only go to work and come from work. There's something else that you have to do. That's why you follow the Sheikh, which we have not done. None of us have followed the Sheikh. He is in Cyprus, we are in Holland. He is somewhere, we are on the other part of the world. On the plane when I was coming, I saw, I think it was a Serb, Orthodox, because they were speaking that language. Orthodox Sheikh, very old. He had the custom, long black robe and a long black hat. Did you ever see Brother Nathaniel on YouTube? You've seen Brother Nathaniel on YouTube?
He's a speaker, an Orthodox speaker.
Yeah, that guy makes sense.
He was a Jew.
Yeah.
No.
If you haven't seen Brother Nathaniel, put Nathaniel, Brother Nathaniel on YouTube. He had the same outfit on, except for the cross, he didn't have it, but he had the same. The long hat, Orthodox. So that's why I said they look like Serbs. And long robe. With him were 2 young ones, dressed just like him. Simple ones. I remembered Maulana Sheikh Nazim with Maulana Sheikh Abdullah. Maulana Sheikh Abdullah was the old Sheikh, dressed with the turban and the robe, and Maulana Sheikh Nazim was the young student, like these ones, dressed with the turban and the robe, like his Sheikh. Wherever his Sheikh goes, he goes. Wherever this old religious person was moving, these two were behind him, quiet, with the same robe and same hat. Have we done that? No. These are the ones that have left dunya, and these are non-Muslims. They have left dunya. They followed their role model. He was helping him with the bags. He was helping him sitting. He was helping him eating. He was serving his master. And probably going to go where? Back to a monastery or a priory, whatever it is. They're going to go back to their dargah. Which one of us did that with Maulana Sheikh Nazim? Walk behind him in that outfit, leaving dunya. Leaving dunya. They're not looking for money. They're not looking for position. They're not looking for control of people. They're not looking to become somebody. They are just following their Sheikh. This is tariqah. Maulana Sheikh Nazim was doing the same thing with Grand Sheikh Abdullah. He left everything. He was behind his Sheikh. Wherever he went, he went. We have not done it. We have not done it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. Forgive us. So now they claim, oh, I am in South Africa. My Sheikh is in Cyprus. Why aren't you next to him? Or my Sheikh is in Pakistan. Or my Sheikh is in India. And where are you? I'm in Argentina. How are you following your Sheikh? You have to leave and go. But now it's too late for us. Now you have family, you have job, you have retirement funds, you have bills to pay. Where are you going to go? You should have done it when you were 17, 18, 19, 20, when you were single and alone, man or woman. The woman also can follow her Sheikh, but it's a different kind of lifestyle. But you've seen in Cyprus so many ladies, they served Maulana in their capacity. So many men served Maulana Sheikh Nazim in their capacity. Very few moved next to him. Inshallah, we can have that chance again to move with our Sheikh, to go behind him, and to leave dunya. Dunya, Maulana Sheikh Nazim has said, dunya, what is dunya? Dunya is what distracts your heart from your Lord. That is dunya. It's not the house, the car, the money, the land, the properties. That is not dunya. Maulana Sheikh Nazim said you can have 1,000 trees. As long as your heart is not attached to any of them, you have left dunya. You can have 10 cars, let's say. Okay, we leave the trees, people won't understand. 10 cars. If your heart is not attached to these cars, that you can leave them at any time, that means you are not attached to dunya, but you have all of them. But if you have one tree, and your heart is attached to that one tree, you are attached to dunya. So it doesn't mean that you leave everything and drop everything. No. It means that your heart is not attached to it. That if there comes a time that you lose it, for example, or you give it away, or you don't care about it, that is, you're not attached to dunya. But if there comes a time that you cannot even get rid of one extra shoe that you have next to your 30 shoes, one extra shoes you cannot get rid of, oh, it has special memories. You're attached to dunya. You're attached to dunya. Hoarding, they say. Collect. And what do you do with it? I put it in the storage. In America, they have self-storage. Oh, everywhere you go, you store. You store. You look, storage. People have no more room in their garage at home, no more room in their attic, up in the ceiling. What do? They rent a storage place. They throw everything in there. For what? For what? And if you tell them, please, let's sell them, they make garage sale. That means you put all your stuff in your garage. You put $1, $2, $5. People come and buy, and they say, no, keep it for us. What are you going to do with all of that? What are you going to do with all of that? So what is dunya? It what distracts you from your Lord. That is your dunya. Your wife can be your dunya. Your husband can be your dunya. Your work can be your dunya, or it does not need to be. If it distracts you from your Lord, that is dunya. That is dunya. So leaving dunya means not allowing anything to distract your heart from zikrullah. From zikrullah. Ya Rabbi, affayna Ya Rabbi. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. But again, Mawlana is teaching us something here. He said, you have to know when you say, I believe in destiny, he said, you have to know that nothing in this world will move, nothing will stop moving except by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this will not move here without the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But who moved it? I did. Who moved me? He did. So you have to see people not as individuals, you have to see who's moving them. They call them what they call marionette. Who's the one on top? Grand Sheikh is saying, لا يحدث أمر ولا حركة ولا سكون في العالم إلا بعلمه تعالى وإرادته. No affair takes place. No haraka, movement, no sukoon, stillness takes place in this world except by the will and the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Sayyidina Sheikh Sharafuddin Dagestani and Mawlana Sheikh Nazim said that in his Sohbat, that one time there was like that flower full of water and somebody came to kiss the hand and knocked it down. And Mawlana Sheikh Abdullah was there. He said, yes, Sayyidi, Sheikh Sharafuddin, why do you keep this water here? Look, it fell down. He said, Ya Abdullah Effendi, oh my son, I don't tell anybody to put it here. And I don't tell anybody to take it away. I know who has put it here, and I know who can take it away. So he has submitted to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are levels of Iman. We are not at that level. So our level is still low, but their level has reached such a point that they know that this moves by the will and knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That moved my hand. So when you have somebody does something, you have to see who is moving him. His creator is moving him. One time the wall, he asked the nail, he said, why are you cutting me? Why are you cutting me? Why are you piercing me? He says, don't look at me, look at the one that's making me pierce you. Why are you cutting me? He says, don't look at me. The wall is asking the nail, why are you cutting me? He says, don't look at me cutting you, look at the one that is making me cut you. The hammer. There's a hammer. The nail is going through the wall, making a hole. And the wall is asking, why are you doing that? He says, I'm not doing anything. Something is behind me, hitting the hammer. So don't be unaware of the hammer, of the source of action. Source of action is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's your destiny. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written. Badness and goodness comes from Him. Comes from Him. But Grand Sheikh is saying, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is giving you a hint that أعمالكم أمالكم. أعمالكم, your actions are what you're gonna find out in front of you. لا يمكن للعبد أن يعمل صالحا ويصيبه سيئا. It is impossible for a servant to do good and badness happens to them. It's impossible for a servant to intend good and evil strikes them. Unless there was a problem from the beginning. Grand Sheikh is saying. So if you have clean intention and you are doing something good, it will never ever hit you as a disaster or evil. Will not hit you. Unless you had some problem from the beginning in your heart. Do you follow what I'm trying to say? That if you are intending goodness and you are doing goodness and there is nothing bad in your heart from the beginning, nothing bad will hit you. Nothing bad will happen to you. What you are intending, you will find in front of you. And that's what they say, the karma, right? The other religions. But if you are intending something good and something bad happens, he said, look, فتش عن أحوالك. Look at your states in the beginning. What was your state before you started this action? If your state was half good, half bad, that's why you found the bad in the middle of the work you're doing, or at the end of the work you're doing. But if your intention is clean, your work is clean, it's impossible for badness to hit you. This is the hadith of Rasulullah. So what you do, you will find. He says, لا تتهم أحدا بسوء فعلته معك. Don't blame anybody for his bad action to you. These are deep levels of iman. People will start saying, oh, this is what this is. Because we are down. Our level of faith is way down. Their level of faith is way high. They see. Awliya Allah, they see. He says, you are like the mirror. He says, look in the mirror. What you do, it does. You wave, it waves. You frown, it frowns. So he says, what you do to people, they will do back to you. He says, if somebody comes to you, من أتاك متكبرا. If somebody comes to you and he's claiming to be something big. If an ego person comes to you and he's talking to you with his ego, he says, what do you do with him? You talk back with an ego. If somebody's coming like this, you start also coming like this. Why? Because it's a mirror. But if somebody is coming to you and he is appreciating you and thanking you and is humbling himself to you, what do? You humble yourself to him. Like when you see an Asian guy coming and doing this to you, what do? Yeah. That's what Maulana is saying. What you do, you will see. You will receive. So, if you are intending good, if you are doing good, you will never see bad. But if you see bad, that means your intention from the beginning was wrong. There was something wrong. Go back and find out what you have done wrong or you intended wrong. He says, Grand Sheikh is saying, the actions of people will appear as the mirror appears, as the mirror shows you. Therefore, if you love and you are intimate and you have kindness and mercy to people, you will contain them and they will contain you. He says, when I go to Europe, Grand Sheikh is saying, they're all Christians there, but I find intimacy with them because they are the servants of my Lord. In my heart, there is no enmity, no jealousy, and no bad intention in my heart towards them. That's Mullah Sheikh Nazim is saying that his heart, there's nothing bad in his heart towards them. That's why they have nothing bad in their hearts toward him. These have reached, Allah has reached such a high level that he can contain everybody. So he says, من يأنس ويألف بعباد الله وبحسن خلقه يسعهم ويسعون. Whoever loves and is familiar and intimate and can accompany the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by his good manners and by her or his good manners and good characteristics, they will contain him and he will contain them, or they will contain her and she will contain them by the good characteristics that she has or he has in their heart. And that's what tariqah people have to be. Now tariqah people cannot contain others. They say, if you don't follow me, we don't accept you. Yeah, I'm your Muslim brother, I am your Muslim just like you. Maulana is talking about non-Muslims. That non-Muslims, I contain them. I accept them. My heart is such vast and big that has no enmity in it for them, has no hatred in it for them, has no jealousy in it for them. What happened to our Muslim brothers? They have jealousy in their hearts against us. Us means Muslim nation, Muslim ummah. Look at the Muslim countries. They have jealousy in their hearts against their Muslim brothers. They have enmity in their heart against their Muslim brothers. They have hatred in their heart, anger in their heart. Oh, so they say, if you don't accept, we don't accept you. This is not the way of tariqah. The way of tariqah is to be able to accept, as following Mawlana Sheikh Nazim. You accept the one that don't accept you even. Your heart has to contain. Or else how are you waliullah? Rasulullah heart contained everybody. He was good with everybody. Mawlana Sheikh Nazim was good with everybody. One time in California, Mawlana Sheikh Nazim was walking with the people, and a Christian guy came. And he started preaching Mawlana Sheikh Nazim about Jesus. Mawlana Sheikh Nazim was standing, and this guy was telling him about Jesus is this, and Jesus is that, and Jesus and Jesus. Mawlana Sheikh Nazim was saying, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, smiling, and allowing the man to tell him everything about Jesus. And Mawlana Sheikh Nazim knows more about Jesus than the man, but the man was happy explaining Isa alayhi salam, and Mawlana Sheikh Nazim was smiling and listening to what he's saying. And after he was done, he says, thank you sir, and he moved. And now somebody comes to tell you about Jesus. What does a Muslim do? If a fight doesn't happen, alhamdulillah, that's a good blessing. Mawlana Sheikh Nazim accepted everybody. Nowadays, unfortunately, our leaders, they say, if you don't accept, we don't accept you. Things have gone wrong. Look what Mawlana is saying. لا يوجد في قلبي لا سوء نية ولا عداوة ولا حسد. I'm reading in Arabic because I have somebody that can correct me if I'm saying wrong. Because people, when they listen to these and they find out the faults that they are making, they say, no, Sheikh Nazim never said that. That's why I read it in Arabic for the ones that know. In my heart does not exist enmity or jealousy or bad intention to any of them. بل أرى حكمة ربي مع الكل. I see the hikmah, I see the wisdom of my Lord with all of them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a destiny for each one. I see the wisdom of my Lord in each human being, in each destiny that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for them. I see His wisdom in there. He is أحكم الحاكمين. He is the most wise of them all. The wisest of the wise, the wisdom keepers. He is the most wise. وأشم من كل واحد منهم رائحة الورود, and I smell from each one of them the fragrance of roses. From who? Non-Muslims. He's saying, when I come to Europe, هل هذا أفضل? Is this better? أم أن يملأ الإنسان صدره بالبغضاء والحسد والعداوة والزعل? Is this better, or for a human being to fill his chest and his heart with hatred and jealousy and enmity and sadness? Look what they have done nowadays. Our Muslim brothers, they have filled their hearts with enmity against us. they have filled their hearts with jealousy against us. They have filled their heart with hatred against us. Grand Sheikh is saying, is this better to fill your heart with such things? Or to see the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with everybody? هل هذا أفضل? Is this better? أم أن يملأ الإنسان? Or for a human being to fill his chest or her chest with بغض. بغض means بوز etmek.
Anger.
بغض, to be angry. والحسد, حسد, jealousy. عداوة, enmity, زعل, to be upset with people. Nowadays, mashallah, so many shuyukh, they say, I am upset with this one. I am upset with that one. ويكون متكبرا, and that one is متكبر. That means he has made himself high. I am this. ويكون متكبرا عبوس الوجه, frowning face, كريه المنظر, disgusting looking. Mawlana Shaykh Nazim is using these words. Ugly appearance. Is this better? Or to see the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in each human being? To have no enmity to every human being. To have intimacy and love and kindness with every human being. These are the teachings of Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, of our master, that you have forgotten. You have forgotten what he teaches. You have went after your ego. You have went after shaitan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. الإنسان في هذا الزمن يسجن نفسه في الدنيا. Insan, in this time, they imprison themselves in this world. وكثيرون لا يسعهم الناس. And so many people cannot contain others. They say, I cannot be with you. I have to be by myself, you go be by yourself. We are splitting. I have my way, you have your way. No, we can't. We can't. A true Muslim, a true mu'min is somebody that is able to take in their heart everybody. Everybody. That is insan kamil. That's why we have a dua that Mawlana Shaykh Nazim has taught us. Allahumma ja'alni fi qalbi al-insan al-kamil. Oh my Lord, make me in the heart of insan kamil, of perfect insan. That is the qutub. Why? Why do you want to be in the heart? Why is it important for awliya Allah to take you into their heart? Why a grand sheikh on the golden chain has to take everybody into their hearts? Now, mashallah, we have shuyukh that say we don't accept them. Why? Why do you have to be in the heart of insan kamil? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at that heart. Hadith, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ أَجْسَامِكُمْ وَصُوَرُكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at your appearance or your bodies, physical bodies, وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ. But He looks into your heart. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks into the hearts. He sees in the heart of that insan kamil who is there. So the perfect saint, the perfect wali, the qutub, has to have everybody in their heart, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at His creation. And when He looks at the heart of the insan al-kamil and He sees everybody in that heart, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look with what? Look, what Mawlana Shaykh. نظر ربنا إلى عباده نظر الرحمة. The gaze of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala onto His creation is the gaze of rahmah, of mercy. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking into the heart of qutub, He is looking with the gaze of mercy. That qutub has to take all creation into his heart, all human beings into his heart. Why? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at His creation with mercy, so they can benefit. So a sheikh on the golden chain, a sheikh that is awliyaullah, a sheikh that is true saint, he has to accept everybody, because Allah, He wants that servant to be saved. by the nazar, by the look, by the gaze of rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So take everybody into your heart. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at your heart. If He sees that person, He will give rahmah. Look what Mawlana is saying. Mawlana is saying, لو كان نظر ربنا إلى عباده, if the gaze of our Lord to His servants was like كنظر عباده بعضهم لبعض لهلك الكل. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at His servants the way the servants look at each other, everybody will be finished. Halak. What is halak? Perishing? Halak is it Turkish? Halak. Halak is to die, to finish, non-exist. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's gaze on His creation was like the gaze of us on each other, nobody will be alive. Everybody will be finished. So Grand Sheikh is saying, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, تَخَلَّقُوا بِأَخْلَاقِ اللَّهِ. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has saying, take on the manners and characteristics of your Lord. And look at each other with the gaze of rahmah. Grand Sheikh is teaching his murids to look at each other with the gaze of mercy. Look at your brother, look at your sister with the gaze of kindness, of love. But what do? Our teachers, what do they teach us? No. They're not from us. We don't accept them. What is this? What is this garbage? من ينظر بنظرة الرحمة يكون إنسانا. Whoever looks with the gaze of mercy onto the other, he is insan, he is a human being. وإلا صورته إنسان وهو حيوان. Otherwise, surat, his image is insan, but his reality is haywan. His reality is animal. And that's how we have become. Human beings, they have lost that gaze of kindness and mercy. Kindness and mercy to each other. So our teachers, our masters, grand sheikhs, they teach us how to be looking at each other with mercy. Don't be an animal, be a human. Animal does not do kindness. Did you see a wild animal do an act of goodness or kindness to another human being or to another animal? A lion, a tiger. You've seen some animals, they carry their puppies or something like that. This is instincts. But to go out of the way and do out of their way and do something good, that is the characteristic of a human being. So rahmah, we look at each other with rahmah. Look at other people with rahmah. Open your heart for everybody. See the roses. Grand Sheikh is saying not only roses. He says here, صاحب الخلق الحسن, the owner of the good manners, يفرح بأمة الحبيب, he becomes joyous, happy with the ummah of Habib صلى الله عليه وسلم. ولا يرى إلا أنوارهم وجمالهم. He does not see in human beings except their lights and their beauty. When Mawlana Shaykh Nazim used to look at others, he only saw their lights and their beauty. That's how we have to be. Mawlana Shaykh Nazim. You have to see in others their light and their beauty. And you have to smell the fragrance of roses from them. And you have to see hikmah, the wisdom of God in each servant. They are just following their destiny. That is the hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look how beautiful these teachings are. These teachings are. If people just understood how Mawlana Shaykh Nazim was and is and still is, people will leave everything and they will just follow where he goes. Inshallah, spiritually we are following where he goes. If we take in what he says, we are following. Inshallah, we can continue to follow him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الحبيب صلى الله عليه وسلم وبسر سورة الفاتحة.